What's up, everybody? In this video, we're going to look at how to organize all of your alphabet photos onto one document and start to arrange them in a nice collage. So here I am on the home page of Photoshop. I don't have any open documents. I can just see all the things I've recently worked with, which for my case and yours will be all of your letter photos. And I'm going to start by clicking this big blue New File button right here. Now this is going to create a blank canvas upon which we can add photos and text and really anything we want. And I'm going to go to this print tab right here and select a tabloid sized canvas. That's an 11 by 17 inch piece of paper. We'll be able to print these off later and go ahead and click create. Here you can see my blank piece. If I move over to the move tool at the top, I'll get rid of these cropping lines, which I can get if I go back to the crop tool. And to get started, I want you to come down here to this T. This is the type tool, and I'm going to drag a box somewhere on my page, and I'm going to type in alphabet project. Oops, alphabet project, hit enter and add my name. Can't type apparently. Now you can come in here and I could play around with the size and the font. Maybe I want to choose something that looks a little less handwriting-y. Maybe I want to use different fonts. Look, whatever looks nice to you. I'm going to stick with the same font, but I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. There we go. I kind of like that. Now I can hit this checkbox here to finish up editing. And I can now go to the move tool and I can kind of move this around wherever I want. You notice I get these lines that'll help me center it. I'm going to put this right here. I can kind of double click to go back in here. I want this to be on the same line, so I'm going to make my box just a little bit wider here until I get wide enough where it can all be together. There we go. Okay, now go back to move and center this up. All right, I like that. Now, I need to start adding my photos. I'll actually move that up a little bit. There we go. I'm going to start adding my photos. I'm going to come up to File, Browse and Bridge. That's going to open up my Bridge window. I want to find my alphabet project and go into my edited folder. The easiest way to get pictures into this document is if I kind of move this window down and I click and drag them in. Now I can click back over to here and I'll size this up later, but I'm just going to start by getting it roughly where I want it. We're going to put these in order and I'm going to select the check mark. Then I can go back to Bridge down here and drag in B. And maybe I'll drag in my first 5 letters or so. Oops, I left that one too big. Well, notice over here, this is called your Layers panel. And it contains all the objects within your project. You notice they'll be named after the name of the file. So if I click on letter B, the easiest way for me to shrink this down is to go to the Edit menu and select Free Transform. That's going to get me this box once again to resize. I can also rotate it, but I don't want to do that, so I'm going to Control Z, and I can move it around to where I want it. I'm going to make it pretty much the same size as that and throw it in right there. Come back here to Bridge. Now I'll add my C. Notice I start off in Free Transform, basically. Checkbox. Come back to Bridge. Add my D. Ooh, this one's a little skinnier, so this one's going to look interesting. Checkbox. Now, if I want to add multiple files at once, I can hold down the Control key and click, or I could even, drag a box around more than one file. I don't recommend you do too many at once because they'll be so large, but if I want to do maybe 4 here, notice if I click off this, it kind of has them all selected together. Oh, actually, it's going to put them in one by one. Look at that. That's kind of nice. I can throw F down here, hit the checkbox, and now here's G is going to come in. So actually, this is not a bad way to do it. Here's my H. Now, notice I skipped over E, so I'll have to come in here, select this E layer over here, edit, free transform. I can do a shortcut, Control T, shrink that back down, throw that up there, hit the checkbox. And then you're just going to add them all in. What you're trying to do is shrink them down. I don't want there to be any white space in here that's visible. So if you see something like this, we need to get rid of that. So I need to make this B a little bit bigger. You don't want to cover up any of your letters, so I need to move some of this over. They don't have to be all just like uniform. Control T. Be careful not to rotate. Now if I come in here, I can try to make this F as wide as the A is there. Oops. The V to get back to the move tool. Oh, I forgot that the checkbox, that's why. The checkbox, I can hit the V, drag him up here. This one, can I fit that into there? I probably could if I shrink this down. Just something like that, okay? All right, there's the video. You should be able to figure out the rest yourself. If you want to put your title somewhere in the middle, do the letters around it, you could do something like that. Just drag them in there and create your collage. Make sure you, at some point, select File, Save, Alphabet, Collage. Make sure you select on your computer and put this into your Alphabet project. And that's going to save it as a Photoshop drawing. Okay, that's it.